Hello everyone, I am Sakshi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is going to be very different from usually what I make, because in this video I'm going to talk about BCA course, which is something that I personally have pursued, and my course duration was till 2025. So I've already completed the course, and my only motive of creating this video is whoever is watching it, if you are considering doing BCA in 2026, or if you are considering it as an option, I'm going to talk about my experience, the reality that I have experienced in this course, and also 5 pros and cons that I found. So very firstly, talking about my personal experience. So I am from a science background. I have in 12th I had PCM as a subject, and the college where I did my 12th standard from, the same college had this BCA course there, and I did register myself there. And finally, after everything, I decided that I am going to continue my course there and pursue BCA. So that was me joining this course. So, firstly, talking about the course duration, the time when I did this course, it was of 3 years duration. There are some things that I loved about this course, and then there are also some things that I felt it's a major disadvantages. And I am will be sharing all of that with you all. So let's start with some advantages that I felt. So talking about the advantages of this course, so there are 5 advantages that I'm going to share with you all. The very first and the major advantage of this course is that you get time to build skills of your own during this course, okay, because it is not something that is very hectic or very theory based, and you don't have to study for hours and hours like so many other degrees in order to score good in exams or to get a good CGPA. During the duration of this course, you can also utilize your time and put your time in developing the skills or learning different tools and technologies in order to build your resume. The second advantage, which I don't know is valid right now or not, because in some colleges it is a 4-year course, but when I joined it, the second advantage I felt was you get an early entry in a tech field. So basically you do learn a lot of different tools and technology which is related to tech, obviously, and that too you're learning it in a very short span of time as compared to engineering, which is of 4 years. Here you get to learn that in 3 years. Obviously the depth and the knowledge that you get is not, you cannot compare it with an engineering degree. Third thing is that you have less academic pressure when you compared it to degrees like engineering, like BTech, because as I mentioned in the very first point, it is not, the syllabus is not too deep and it is not very hectic, so you do not have to put a lot of effort in order to get good CGPAs in your exam. Even if you just build that discipline, a little bit of discipline is enough to score good here. But you have to keep that in mind, that determination is something that you have to bring from your own. So yeah, all in all, I just want to say that it does have a less academic pressure. The fourth advantage which I felt is that it is cost efficient if you compare it to other degrees. So a lot of colleges, and specifically talking about tier 3 colleges, the financial or the fees of this course is not as much as the course of if you pursue an engineering degree or a BTech degree from a private college, which is a lot at a higher cost. And doing BCA is not that higher. I won't say it is a cheaper option, but obviously it is not as high. The price or the course fee of this duration is not as high if you compare it to a BTech degree. Now finally, the fifth and one of the very amazing advantages that this have, as I mentioned in the very first point, that you do get a lot of time, a lot of spare time, which you can utilize, in order to get into tech field or to get a good opportunity after your course. So you can also prepare if you are somebody who wants to pursue masters further after completing your course. During this time, you can also utilize your time to prepare for masters or to prepare for the competitive exams that you would be giving, because you do get that spare time, so you can utilize it to prepare for the competitive exams and you can crack it with a good rank if you want to go ahead with masters, for example MCA, MBA, or whatever you have decided for yourself. Let's move to the part that I think you all must be waiting for, which is the disadvantages that I felt this course had. Let's start with the very first point, which is something that I'm very upset about, is that this course has a very outdated and a very basic curriculum. So a lot, if you start with the first year, it's very basic. Even if you are a non-tech student, it could be advantage for a non-tech students, but I think the learning capacity we have, or especially people who are going into graduation, is not as low as that we have to get into very basic things. And the curriculum that we had in our college, it is outdated and it is not relevant to the industry level, which, or it is not relevant to the industry benchmark that the industry required from students, so you have to put a lot more effort into studying about things on your own, rather than studying about things in the book that you have been given, because the syllabus is very basic and it starts from basic, and during third year it just goes till intermediate level. You cannot get to learn about any kind of advanced technology like that. So that is one disadvantage. Second, and the major disadvantage, is that this special is, if you're pursuing this course from a tier 3 college, there is limited, or I must say that no on campus placement opportunities. So you have to find your way on your own. You cannot be dependent on college for your placements at all. At all. Whether while you're pursuing this course, you have to build skills side by side. Some skills, obviously, you get to learn a lot from this course. I'm not just criticizing it overall and not demotivating you or telling you not to pursue it, but you have to, if you are disciplined enough to build that skills side by side during that third years, you have built a good project, you have built your portfolio well, you are active on LinkedIn, then you might grab a good opportunity. And that is for sure, you might get a good opportunity, because a lot of people I know from my college are working in IT field, including me as well. So our college did not have any of the on campus placement opportunities, but obviously you can look for off campus opportunity, and you can look out that where the college you are getting admission is, does it have any kind of on campus placement opportunities. Or else off campus is also good, because if you have the skill, the command, and if you command on your communication, and if you're disciplined enough to be dedicated there, then I think you can get a good placement. The third thing is, the third disadvantage, I won't call it a disadvantage, but I think you need a strong self discipline when you are going for this course. Because if you are totally dependent only on college lectures, or only on what your professors are teaching you, what your teachers are teaching you, what practicals are going on in your college, then I don't think you will learn anything as such, because it is theoretical based and not so much of practical. It does have a lot of practical knowledge as well, and it also depends on the professors who are explaining it to you, but also you need to do self study. And frankly talking, most of the college, even the engineering college that you go in, you will not have to, they will not, teachers will not pinpoint at you all the time and stand on your head to tell you that you have to study and do this and do that. You have to find your way as you grow up. So I think it same here, you have to build that self discipline, which you will put, and it will help you in studies, it will help you to build the skills that is required. So self discipline is something that needs to be built overall, excluding this course as well. The fourth thing, as it has a basic curriculum, so it does have a lack of industry exposure as compared to other degrees. So because there is no in-depth teaching, there is no in-depth teaching about the current technologies. For example, when I was doing it, the syllabus did got updated right now, and I think there needs to be a little knowledge given to students about AI and about different technologies that are being developing during this time. So I think it is very important to give basic knowledge of that things as well, if we are entering a tech field, because it does play a very major role in today's time, having a basic knowledge of a lot of technology. So I think that having a lack of industry exposure is one of the disadvantages. Yeah, the fifth disadvantage that I feel is that you have to pursue or go for an higher education to get better opportunities, no matter how much skills you develop, what your resume is. But I think a 3-year course obviously a course or a certificate cannot decide. It is basically, everything is based on the skills that you develop. But you may go for higher education, or you should go for higher education, because I think that will give you a better opportunities. Concluding everything, see, you are a better guide for yourself, so I think you should do a better research. You should research everything thoroughly, and ask the college before joining that what are the opportunities that they would be giving, what is the overall overall syllabus that will be taught to you. So considering everything, you can decide for yourself. It is not bad, obviously. If it would have been that bad, I would have not pursued it. I think everything or every degree has its own advantage and disadvantage, but if you are self disciplined, you can score a good CGPA, because I did had a good CGPA in my college, and I was among top 5 students of my college as well. So I think self discipline is something that is mandatory in whatever you pursue, and building skills is very very important, because the subjects that you learn, the theoretical knowledge that you learn, it is not going to help you to develop any kind of real world experience or real world project. For that, you have to gain the practical experience. Whatever you learn, practice it, learn about it thoroughly by your own, do your own research. And considering everything, you can get very good opportunities, because there are a lot of people who are working from my college in an IT field, as I mentioned previously. But only if you have a only if you have that discipline or that determination to do so. And yeah, one of the things that I want to also that I also want to share is that the environment that you are in, a lot of your seniors, people are not so serious about their studies. They just take everything very very lightly, which apparently they will regret later. And you shouldn't do that. You should not do that at all. You should focus on your CGPA no matter what people say, because obviously it does matter. I'm not gonna lie, it does matter a lot. And how it matters, okay, I will try to make a video explain about that. But right now, just do your research, and if you feel like this is for you and you have the discipline to work on different things apart from your studies, then I think you should go for it, because some colleges do have some competitions which help you to develop that confidence as well. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, then please like, share and comment. And if you have any of the queries regarding this, then just drop a comment. I will try to answer your queries and reply to the comments, or clear the doubt, whatever doubt you have, as much as I can. So that's it for this video. Do let me know about your queries. I'll try to answer everything. And yeah, till then, have a good day and take care.